What's up, guys? So, in the last 5 years, I've generated multiple six figures in profit by selling my expertise online. And not just that, I've also helped our clients make millions through selling their expertise on the internet. And this video today is one of those videos that I wish I'd had earlier. So, in this video, guys, I'm going to go over the exact process how you can go from selling your time basically to selling a very scalable offer. Because as an expert, you have a lot of expertise, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be called an expert. So if you're that, if you have a track record, if you've been very specific working in a different or in a specific industry or a specific niche, then this video is for you. If you're looking for the next hack or the next template in order to go viral on LinkedIn, then this video is for not for you, and go out, check out something else. But if you're an expert and you wanna learn a more like a better way, like a better scalable way how to package and like productize your expertise, and this video is for you. Like I said, in the last 4 to 5 years, I've made a lot of money selling my expertise. So my expertise has always been shifting. It has usually been around like social media, marketing, inbound, content, systems. Now also like the use of AI to, I would say, enhance all these fields that I just said. So in this process, I've learned a lot how to extract the expertise that we have here. So the first step in this process, guys, is where let me just quickly make sure that you can see my screen. So the first step in this whole process, guys, is where we're gonna, I think, we just do it like this. So there we go. So all right, expertise, right? So you are great at what you do. You have a lot of you have a track record, you have case studies, you have a powerful resume, you have all these things that make you, like I said, an expert. You're an expert at what you do. And for some people this might be 5 years, for some people it might be 10 years. But basically it's a way of saying that you have done the work, right? Otherwise you wouldn't be called an expert. So this also means that you've learned a lot of things that can only be learned throughout the craft, right? Like we're living in a day and age where everyone has access to LLMs like Perplexity, GPT, what other things out there. So anyone can be so-called an expert. But we're stepping into an age where specific knowledge will become even more important. So this is something that I tell all of our clients in terms of content. You want to say the things that only you can say. So for example, like I've written thousands of LinkedIn posts. Like in that process, I've learned a lot. I've developed like a second brain, or just like this instinct that I can look at a post, look at a hook, and just see what's wrong with it, tweak it in split seconds, right? Because this is the accumulation of years of experience. So that's where I want you to already start thinking, okay, where does your expertise lay? It's not necessarily like your experience on your resume, but in those jobs or in the career you've had so far. Like what are the specific things you have learned in order for you to solve problems, right? Because that brings us to the next pillar. Because as you're an expert, you have options. And what do I mean with options? Well, you might have some one-on-one clients. You might have some projects, which are usually like custom projects, like you have referrals. Because if you're an expert and you have a network, you will get word of mouth, like you get referred to. Because like I said, when you're great at what you do and you have people around you, when someone needs the service that you have helped someone else with, if that person talks to a friend or a colleague or acquaintance, they're like, hey, you should talk to insert name, right? So having like referrals or word of mouth, if you're having that, that's a sign that you're an expert, because that means that you've successfully solved a problem for someone else, right? But with all these things comes a little bit of, how can I properly draw this? it comes with a bit of overwhelm. So hopefully you can understand that this is a stick man with a hot hat, like overwhelm, like overload, right? Because you might be in this position that you have these one-on-one clients, that you have these custom projects, that you have referrals coming in. Like referrals are great because usually like inbound leads, like referrals, are very easy to sell, right? The downside of a referral, like word of mouth, is that it's very hard to build a business around it because it's so inconsistent. You don't know when the next referral is coming. Like I know some people personally that have built their business all around referrals, but all they do is strategic networking and marketing. So it's not that referrals as a business strategy or a model doesn't work. It just has you have to be very intentional about it, right? But most people are not. They don't do that, and they just rely on some referrals here and there. But like I said, this is very unscalable. So what does this lead to, guys? This is the third pillar here. So when you have options, with options comes some chaos. So you might see your energy go up and go down all the time. Every month or every few weeks, you have to go out and catch a new client again. So you have to, this is confusing there, but basically every few weeks, you sign a new client, you deliver the work, you get a case study, you get in this treadmill, right? Every time that you have to start from scratch again, you either have to go out and find a custom client again, or you have to find a different one-on-one client. And this is just this loop, right? It's like a cycle, it's like a treadmill. Like in order for you to grow the quote unquote business, I would argue if you're in this phase and you're just doing the work, you don't necessarily have a business. You're just a high paid freelancer. And even though this might suck to hear, I understand it fully because not too long ago I was that too. I was going from very well paid projects, like 4 to 5 figures, that I was closing through DMs on LinkedIn. I was going through these projects and it was great, but the only thing I was building out was like case studies. But every time my clients stopped because we finished the project and there was no different project lined up, I had to go out and find these clients again, right? So even though this is great to start off, this is a great way to get paid, especially if you're just coming out of the 9 to 5. This is not a sustainable way of building a business, right? Because you have to just keep feeding this treadmill. And whatever your client acquisition system is, whether you post content and get clients, whether you do cold calls, whether you run ads, like whatever your acquisition model is, you have to keep building, right? So unless you find a way how to either retain clients, or, which is my favorite, you start productizing, you start packaging everything that you normally do with your clients in a different way. So this brings us to the fourth step here, which is scale. So in your high ticket offer, which you thought about in step one, in right here. Oh, you can't see that. So let me do this. Like here in your phase in where you talk about your expertise, that's already where you get clear on, okay, who do you help, what problem do you solve, and how do you do it. Those three things together can be seen as your high ticket offer, right? So let me write it down, like who you help. The second thing is what problem you solve, and three is how you deliver it. So that in a nutshell, those three elements together can be seen as your high ticket offer. However, I want to add a lot to that because you might be in this position that, okay, it's clear for you who you help. Let's say you help executives from like Fortune 500 companies, like a small niche, but let's say you help them with not burning out and making sure they organize the team and whatever, right? The problem you solve, well, I just literally gave you that. You help people build better work-life balance, better routines, better recovery methods, etc., so they don't burn out. That can be the problem you solve, right? But how you deliver it, until recently or until now, perhaps you've only done that through one-to-ones or custom projects. But in this phase of scale, you can start to think how you can productize. This is a big word. I will expand on this in a second. Your expertise and your knowledge, but at the same time, you start solving these problems at scale. So, for example, one of the things you can think of is I will give you a personal example. So a big thing in our work within our authority figures, the business we run, where we help experts package their knowledge and expertise into scalable systems to grow their info business. One of the big things we do is helping people craft their high ticket offer. So basically the thing that I'm talking about right now. So not too long ago, I always had to hop on a call with someone. They had to fill out some prep work, and they have to, we in a call sometimes 2 hours we talked of like fine tuning, like spitting, like deep diving like into their offer. However, this is a very time intensive and a very unscalable way, right? Because this doesn't really work in a group setting, so it has to be in a one-to-one setting, right? Because every offer, every person is different. However, currently we've built an application. It's called Otto. You can get access to it in the description below. But it's basically an application that runs people completely through the whole funnel, the whole strategy, to go from not having a clue on what their offer is to having a clear high ticket offer defined, like in a Google Doc, etc., ready to go to market. So this is a way how I've productized and scaled my expertise, because before I had to hop on a call with someone, but now we've built an application that people can just use at their disposal. So I don't have to even be in the room. Sure, with our high ticket clients, we still sit one-to-one, but this is after they've built their offer already. So we do a lot of the heavy lifting already, right? At their pace, at their schedule, at their time, and I don't need to be in the room in order to get from zero to run real quick. So that's already a great example. By the way, if you're struggling or you want to create your high ticket offer, check out Otto in the description. But let's get back to the video, guys. So in terms of this third, no, I want to make this yellow. I think that's a bit better. So in terms of this third one, the how you deliver it, that's all where we start introducing scale and leverage. Because like the example that I just gave you, you can look for ways that you normally only do with your clients one-to-one, or you need to be there with them in the room, or even like literally virtually, or like in person. But what are the things that you can package and you can turn into, let's say, a mid-ticket offer, a low-ticket offer, even freebies, right? Because these are things that are like spin-offs of your core offer, right? So for example, there is normally in your high ticket offer, or in your whole offer, your whole service, there is a one-to-one assessment. Or you can perhaps find a way how you can perhaps you can create a video, right? A very simple video that talks the user through the framework, and there is a worksheet, right? Very simple, and that can be a product. Or you can build a GPT, like a custom bot in ChatGPT, which basically helps people through the flow. Or if you're a bit more technical like myself, you can build a web application like we did with Otto, which is basically trained on the whole framework of creating high ticket offers, right? So whatever that is that you have for yourself, like the steps that someone has to take in order to get from zero to one, or from no success to success, all these things can be productized, because we're living in an age where content and code can be used at their disposal, right? Like I currently have like a lot of GPTs in our business. We have this application, we have a lot of like leverage. So whereas before I had to hire a contractor or like a designer or stuff like that, now we can basically just leverage AI in order to get the results. So we are currently running an extremely lean business, because I like first of all, I'm a big fan of content. That's also why I'm recording these YouTube videos, and I'm very big on LinkedIn. But at the same time, I'm also always looking for ways of like, okay, how can I, instead of spending or like hiring someone to do this for me, how can we productize my brain into something? And the same with my business partner. He's a very smart dude. He builds a lot of like systems, backends, funnels, backend stuff, product pages, etc. So by already like productizing what he knows, our clients can then also use it without him having to jump on a call. So hopefully this starts to make sense, how in this in this fourth phase, in the scale phase, you really start to move from you being the business to you running the business. So in this case, in this whole process, to go from expertise to options to chaos to having scale, what happens is that you stop selling time. You start, oh, let me do this. You start selling an offer, or this is super important, multiple offers. Because like I said, with this, especially this last one, with this multiple offers, what you will have is you have your high ticket offer. I always recommend people to start with that because first of all, it's the highest leverage point. It solves the problem the best way because usually there is one-to-one work for you involved, there is some done for you, and there are perhaps some assets that someone can use, do it yourself, and it's just like the full scope of the thing, right? And at the same time, a high ticket offer usually sells for anywhere between 2 to, let's say, 6K per month, right? So if you have a few of those, you're already hitting 10K per month, right? Which for most people is freedom money, right? If you make $10,000 in a month, no matter where in the world you are, you can basically live on your terms, right? However, if you have this high ticket offer, there is usually a lot of your, like I said, delivery and commitment needs to be involved, right? So what you want to do is you want to create a spin-off, which is where this is your high ticket offer, this is your mid ticket offer, right? So it's a fraction of the cost. So it can be anywhere from, like, let's say 99 to 999. And this is usually, oh, that's confusing. So let me put this here. So this mid-ticket offer is usually done with you or do it yourself. So, like, let's say a group program can be a mid-ticket. So if you are in a position that whatever you normally do one-to-one, you can put in a group and you can then serve more people at the same time. You can lower the price point because you can get more people in the room, but at the same time, people have less access to you, right? So in this model, there's usually done with you, do it yourself. And then last but not least, we have a low ticket, which you might guess is anything, I would say, under 99 bucks. Again, this might vary business from business, but this is roughly, I would say, the spaces. Low ticket is then always do it yourself, right? So these are templates, GPTs, like I said, the application we've built, Otto, like stuff like that is just low tickets. By the way, Otto is like $9. So whereas before people paid me a lot of money to spend one-on-one with me on a call, that let them spend a lot of time, a lot of money, and now they can just get started for $9, right? So it's that simple. It's like a spin-off of what we've already been doing. So this, my friends, this is, hopefully it starts coming together, right? So we have the high ticket offer, we have the mid ticket offer and the low ticket offer. But I always recommend people to start from the high ticket offer, right? Because in that case, you only need a few to already make life-changing money. And when you have the high ticket offer dialed in, you just take a part of it and you can just either teach it in a group or you skip the mid ticket part and you go straight to the low ticket part, right? So let's say there is a process, like I said before, there's a process that you can build an application for, you can build a video for. There's something you can do in order to not have to deliver all the time. Like, I am lazy in a good way. Like, I always, with everything that I do, I look for leverage. And that's also why I make these YouTube videos, because I record this video, I spent, let's say, a few hours on like prepping this video, recording it, editing it, and then sending it into the world for you guys to watch. I can do that and potentially reach hundreds, if not thousands of people with that video, right? That I spent a few hours on. Or I can decide to spend all this time on like coaching my clients one-to-one on this specific topic, right? So I'm always looking for ways how I can add more leverage in the business, because for me, the business is a vehicle to create the life. Like, I'm living in Colombia, I'm living in Medellin. I love this place. I can be anywhere in the world. My business partner, he loves Bali, so he's based there. But in this business, because we have a info business where we always look for scale or leverage in code and content, it becomes so much easier, right? And this is exactly what we help inside our Authority Figures program. So if you want to get more information on that, just check out whatever it's in the description. Because, well, like I said at the beginning of this video, we help experts productize their expertise, productize their knowledge into a scalable offer, which I literally just explained here. So you can grow your info business to 10, 20, even 30K per month, just selling your knowledge. So if this sounds like anything you're interested in learning more, check out the things in the description